Hello everybody, I'm going to make this a real short one today. Today is the 5th of February 2019. The biggest talk of the day, because I listen to phone-in radios a lot. Biggest talk today is the Liam Neeson interview about his actions 40 years ago when a close friend of his was raped, and he asked her what colour was the guy, after asking if she knew him and stuff like that, and it turned out that it was a black guy that done it, and he went out seeking revenge, carrying a kosh for a whole week, and he was going through black neighborhoods with the hope that he'd be set upon or confronted, so he has the opportunity to kill a black person. Okay, so I'm just laying this out just in case you didn't know what's going on today, in case you didn't hear. Okay. Now, before I carry on, please note, I do not know what's inside his head. I do not know what's inside his heart. I could only go by what comes out of his mouth. I don't know the man. I don't know his social circles or nothing. So all I've got to go by is what comes out of his mouth. Okay, so he's made it clear that he was ashamed of his actions, ashamed of his thoughts. He made it clear that it was wrong. He made it clear. But did he actually? I don't know if he's actually apologized. That I don't know. But I'm not going to say he said something that he didn't. So the apology bit, I'll have to look into. I don't know whether but he made it clear that he was wrong, and he made it clear and that he was ashamed of his actions. So first, before I come to your opinion on it, my opinion is, well, he was big enough. He's big enough to come forward and admit it, and he put his hand up and he owned it. And this is something I always admire and always encourage people to do, especially women, because women have a habit of not taking responsibility for their own actions, and they always want to blame someone else. You know the story. So, my opinion, based on what I've heard and interview I've seen, at least he's come forward and he's put his hand up and he's owned it, and he's pointed out that it was wrong. At least he's done that. So on that note, I give the man a pass only on that note. However, I have to say, though, it was also pointed out that had Will Smith came out and admitted he had done the same thing, would he have got a pass like Liam Neeson has? The impression I would get of America, probably not, but I don't know. I don't live in America. I don't know for sure. I'm tending to lean on the fact that if it was a black celebrity who admitted the same thing, I'm only going by tradition. I'm going by what normally takes place, and what normally takes place, the black guy wouldn't get the pass that the white guy got. Okay, but does that take anything away from what Liam Neeson done? He put his hands up. He owned it. So on that note, I'd say, okay, fair enough. In terms of who gets a pass and who doesn't get a pass, that is not Liam Neeson's fault. That lays with society, or white society, where that's not down to Liam Neeson himself. So that's what I've got to say in it. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we've all done something. I mean, if I go into my teen, I used to have a lot of fights with neo-Nazi skinheads, the racists. The racist was big in the 70s when I was a teenager. Big. I mean, it was so big that living in London as a black person, if you ventured on the outskirts of London where there wasn't many black people, you're taking a risk. You'd be advised to go in numbers. If you anything within the North Circular, you are fine. But once you start going to outer suburbs, Norfolk, Croydon, Thamesmead, Enfield, them places, you're you're taking a bit of a risk. That's how it was back then. So we got into a hell of a lot of fights with neo-Nazi skinheads and football fans and stuff, and I done some pretty bad things myself. So just as well I'm not rich and famous, you know. And apart from that, I got other skeletons in my closet. That's another story for another time. I mean, I've written a book, Tales from the Little Black Book, one man's journey in a dating scene, and I talk about some of my skeletons in my closet. But there you go. At the end of the day, I'm nobody famous, so who gives a shit? But that's my opinion. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. All right, there we go. I said I was going to keep it short. I'm rubbish at keeping things short. Okay, thank you very much.